now. Alright, so this week we're going to celebrate 120th birthday of the Rebbe. So the Rebbe would hold up for bringing. I remember what the Rebbe would hold for bringing on his birthday. He's supposed to tell us it. But the Rebbe didn't always do that in public. At least in public, not in private. The first time the Rebbe held a public birthday was in 1962.
Wow.
That was the first. And there, the Rebbe spoke about, that was the Rebbe's 60th birthday. And the Rebbe spoke about, the Talmud said that Rabbi Yossi had also a celebration for his birthday when he turned 60. Who was Rabbi Yossi? So, Rabbi Yossi in the Talmud, he was one of the great rabbis in Pumbedisa. In those days in Iraq, in Babylonia, there were two main cities that had big yeshivas. The two biggest yeshivas. One was in Surah, one was Pumbedisa. Rabbi Yossi was in Pumbedisa, and he was yeshiva there, and when Rabbi Yehuda passed away, when he passed away, so there were two great rabbis there who they were choosing from. They weren't sure to choose from to be the next leader over there of Pumbedisa. It was either Rabbi Bar Chana or Rabbi Yossi. Regarding Rabbi Bar Chana, the Talmud says that he had a tremendous brain, an analytic brain. He was able to analyze something through and through very deeply and come to the bottom of it. He was able to get right to the bottom of something. Rabbi Yossi, it says, he had a brain who had vast knowledge of everything. He wasn't so analytical, he had a vast knowledge of everything. They had a nickname. The nickname for Rabbi Bar Chana was Iker Haran. He was able to uproot mountains. He was able to get right down, dig right into the bottom of it. Rabbi Yossi, his nickname, they called him Sinai. They called him Sinai because he was like Mount Sinai. The Torah was given. He had the whole Torah on him. He had such a vast knowledge. So they weren't sure which one they should pick, which one they should choose. So they wrote to the great rabbis of Israel from Iraq. They wrote to the great rabbis of Israel, and they asked, "What do you think? Which one should we? These are our choices. What do you think we should? Who do you think we should pick?" And they said that Rabbi Yossi they should pick Rabbi Yossi. Why should they pick Rabbi Yossi? Because when it comes to, it's best to have someone, instead of having someone who's very analytical, super important, it's tremendous, but even more than that, is to have someone who has a complete knowledge of every aspect of Torah. That's the great advantage. And that's what they told them they should go. And so they chose Rabbi Yossi. They went to Rabbi Yossi and they chose him. They just said, Rabbi Chana, he's greater. Choose Rabbi Chana. They wanted to give him everything. They wanted to choose him. And his humility. And that, for the next 22 years, until Rabbi Chana's passing, Rabbi Chana was the leader. He was the Reish Galusa. He was the leader of Iraq. And Yossi was this quiet, wasn't the leader. Gemara says that during those 22 years, there was never a doctor to visit Rabbi Yossi's home. And Rashi says that was an honor, was in the merit of his humility. of how much, and this is a discussion of Talmud exactly which part of the humility was that that gave him that honor, that gave him that merit of not having to have any doctors visit him. But that's what the Talmud says, that he didn't have any rabbis, any doctors that visited him during that time. Any illnesses, his whole family. Now, the Rebbe points out further. The Rebbe brings a story, and the Rebbe says that there's a rule in the Talmud that a Talmud Chacham, a Torah scholar, rule applies to everybody, but a Torah scholar who's supposed to be scrupulous of every detail in Torah, says should not live in a city where there's no doctor. Because normal people, every once in a while, we need a doctor. And so you have to live in a place where there's a doctor. But Rabbi Yossi never needed a doctor. It just shows the tremendous person he was, the tremendous miracle it was that he never needed a doctor. And what merit was it? It was in the merit of his humility. And the Rebbe quoted on the Rebbe's 60th birthday, Rabbi Yossi, on his 60th birthday, celebrating a birthday, and that's from that time that the Rebbe started celebrating his birthday publicly.
Probably that was his big test. Like Hashem tested Avinu and everything. And everything seems to be, well, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. Until they hated. And still, he overcame that. So, probably this was his true test.
Test that what?
Of what his true being is. I mean, it's like somebody's taking you leadership, you know.
He's saying Rabbi Yossi.
What?
Now,
it's like I tell people a lot of times, it's like you can have a great Jeep, but you never know how good it is until you get it on the mud. Until you actually put it to the test.
Yeah. So the Rebbe said like this. The Rebbe said something interesting. The Rebbe said, what did Moshe Rabbeinu do? What did Moses do? What did Moshe Rabbeinu do on his 120th birthday? So it says that Moshe Rabbeinu on his 120th birthday, he gave a Sefer Torah to each one of the tribes. In fact, it says he wrote a Sefer Torah, or at least he completed writing a Sefer Torah. Not one, not two, but 12 Sefer Torahs for each one of the 12 tribes. He completed writing each one. He was busy the whole day with those Torahs. That's what he was doing. Why? What was he doing with those Torahs? Why was that? So it says that the Medrash says that on the day Moshe passed away, he was going to give a Torah to the tribe of Levi. Levi, they're the teachers, supposed to be a teacher, the Kainim, the Levim, they come from the tribe of Levi, and that's one of the teachers. And he was going to give, symbolically, going to give the Torah, which he's teaching to all the Yidden, he's going to give it to the tribe of Levi, who's going to continue teaching it to all the Yidden. And then everyone else said, hey, what about us? We were also at Sinai. We don't get a Torah for us? Only you guys get a Torah? Well, in order to forewarn this, Moshe wrote a Torah for every single one of the tribes. And that's what he gave them. In order that they should be there, they should think that their mission that he's missioning them with, and he's commissioning them with, is to study Torah. Now, Moshe could have done other stuff when they passed away. He could have been busy doing Vegas one last time, doing one more mitzvah for himself, instead, what was he busy with? He was busy with everyone else. Says the Rebbe, that is a true leader. A Moshe Rabbeinu, what is it, Moshe Rabbeinu? His whole essence is there for someone else. In fact, that's what humility is, says the Rebbe. Humility is, Rabbi Yossi was humility. What is humility? Humility is, it's not about you, it's about how could I best serve everyone? How could I be best of service to everybody else? And on the Rebbe's 70th birthday, the Rebbe took it a step further. And the Rebbe said, like, you don't mind me having chutzpah and ask for a birthday present.
Oh.
Now, if you saw in the video, the Rebbe asked, what was the birthday present I want? There should be 70 new organizations established in honor of his birthday. 70 new organizations. 70 new organizations were instituted that night on his birthday throughout the world. This year, I think the goal was 1,200 new organizations on their 120th birthday. We'll see the tally at the end, how many organizations there are. And there's also a mitzvah, someone put together a mitzvah campaign to collect mitzvahs in honor of his birthday. We signed on to that campaign.
Sometimes I try to comprehend just a little bit. It's mine. You don't know where to start. You don't know where to start. It's like by the time you actually realize just a little tiny bit, there is another 100,000 in front of you. That you're like, wow, this took me 10 years.
So I'll send out on Sunday the email regarding so we made a goal for our community of 2,601. 2,601, we figured 2,601 mitzvahs were put together in honor of his birthday. We'll put it together. And that's the Rebbe. There was complete humility, complete always there for others. That was completely around the clock, there for everybody else.
I think I heard one story that somebody came to the Rebbe where everybody knew the Rebbe was, and it's like, why they love you so much? Well, because I love them so much, they're reciprocating. And the guy was like, because I love them so much, and it's just reciprocating what I give them. It's like, what an answer.
So this Shabbos is called Shabbos Hagadol. We'll talk more about Shabbos Hagadol tomorrow. Great Shabbos. And we were joking around this morning. I said, why is it called Shabbos? Maybe last night, I remember. So why is it called Shabbos Hagadol? So we're giving different reasons. And my Mendel said the reason Shabbos Hagadol is because the Shabbos for the Rebbe's birthday. The big Shabbos. So the Shabbos you have to have a special for bringing. You have to make it a Shabbos Hagadol, to make it a tremendous.
I actually bought extra stuff for the
Farangin. Oh wow!
For my, because I have my nephews visiting, so it's like, tonight we're gonna have extra. You don't eat, just wait. It's gonna be worth it.
Beautiful. Very good.
It's so good to be here. I had a